ATHLEAN-X.com. I'm here at Winter Meetings 2016, and I wanted to bring you guys a video, and more importantly, a topical video, because here this year I have a chance, as always, to get together with some of my great friends, my colleagues, strength coaches in Major League Baseball. One of the topics that we're talking about this year was occlusion training, katsu training. I've covered this topic here on our channel before, but here you can actually see me going through the protocol. And yes, it blew me up. Yes, I think they asked me to do this because they think I have like human balloon arms. I'd be the perfect demonstration for this. But the fact of the matter is, this protocol relies on 3 different types of failures that you would either go, you would stop your set based on reaching any one of them. And that would be a change in tempo, a change in your tolerance to the activity that you're doing, or a change in the technique and the form that you're using. Now, that brought me to the question that we get a lot of times here, and that is, Jeff, should I be training to failure all the time? And we advocate here all the time you should be training to failure, but the big difference is that there's different types of failure. So like we just talked about here, tempo failure, tolerance failure, technique failure, and how you incorporate them and what you're training for will dictate the entire difference. So I jumped right down to the hotel gym because I figured this would be a great opportunity for me to show you what it is I'm talking about. So here I am doing a pull-up. Now on a pull-up, this is more of a strength-based, hypertrophy-based exercise that I'm doing here, to try to reach typical or usual failure. And that would mean that I would do this until I reach a failure in my technique. I want to go as hard as I can. If my tempo had to slow down, as you can see it happening here, that's okay as long as I continued to follow good, practice good form and follow the same technique. And you can see me struggling to get reps here, but I'm still doing that. And tolerance-wise, this is burning, this is killing me, but I'm still pushing through this because I'm trying to train to failure. Now, what I don't want to do here is change my technique and actually drop down from the bar, or try to continue to do my reps by changing my technique to just plain ass shitty form, which is what you can see me doing here. That wouldn't be training to failure, because that's not really productive reps at that point. Moving on, we can kind of extrapolate this out. If I was doing something with tubing, something that is high rep in nature, what you're trying to do there is rely on your change in tolerance, right? So we know that we're going to be able to maintain the tempo most likely. As I rack up rep after rep of this, we know that I'm likely going to be able to maintain the technique. The weight's not hard enough for me to really start struggling with technique, but my tolerance level will change. How much can I withstand the burn? At what point does the burn get so much that I have to let go and fail? And that is actually what we're looking at here. I finally have to just give in because I can't maintain my resilience to that burn, and therefore I've reached failure again, this time in terms of my tolerance. Finally, we can look at an exercise like this, and here I'm training to be explosive. When we talk about athletes, explosion training is actually very, very key, power training. And with power training, there is certainly a component of speed built into every rep. And if you're not hitting the speed, if you're not getting the proper tempo in less than 1.2 seconds per rep, if you're not getting that tempo, then you're not training for power anymore. So guess what? If your goal was to build your power, you should stop that set. So here you can see that as I start to get slower and slower, that is the indicator to me to stop it and quit, because again, the goal dictates that you have reached failure. So understand what you're training for, and that will dictate what type of failure you're training to. But understand this, if you want to make change, you better train to some type of failure, and those that tell you not to don't necessarily understand the varying types of failure. And I want you guys to make sure that you understand that, because if you just show up and just do sub-maximal sets, not touching any of these types of failures, you're literally just spending time in the gym, not really doing anything productive, not challenging yourself in any way to come back bigger, stronger, and better. So guys, I gotta get back to work here, but I wanted to make sure I cover this for you. Again, coming here live from 2016 Winter Meetings. We'll be back here again in the gym next week, covering all the things you want me to talk about. If you're looking for a program that puts all the science back in strength, the way we do here and what I try to bring here to these meetings, then head to ATHLEAN-X.com and get our ATHLEAN-X training system. In the meantime, I'll see you guys back here in just a few days.